Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of In Depth with Academia, the podcast where we delve into fascinating research topics from across the academic spectrum. I'm Richard Price, CEO of Academia.edu, and your guide on this enlightening journey as we unravel the intricate worlds hidden within scholarly papers and theses. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of biopics with a special focus on a thesis by Indranil Chakravarti. This isn't your typical biopic breakdown, folks. Nope, we're exploring the creative challenges and innovative methods involved in crafting a screenplay about Suresh Biswas, a real-life Bengali adventurer whose life was filled with enough drama, intrigue, and adventure to rival any Hollywood blockbuster. Now, you might be wondering, what's the core problem or question this paper tackles? Well, it's all about the dance between fiction and historical evidence. You see, Biswas's life, much like many other lesser-known historical figures, is built on scant evidence. Limited documentation exists, making it a real conundrum for any screenwriter trying to tell his story with a biopic, a genre known for straddling the line between documented reality and creative storytelling. And why should this matter to you? Because it challenges the very foundation of storytelling, how we choose which lives to highlight and what truths to tell. It's about making the past resonate with contemporary audiences using the tools of fiction. That's pretty profound when you think about it, isn't it? Anyway, Indranil Chakravarti, through his research, tackles how screenwriters can creatively sidestep the pitfall of scant evidence. But how does one creatively reconstruct a life with limited facts? The thesis illuminates by using a mix of robust research, storytelling inventiveness, and what the author calls a presentist approach, making the historical figure relevant to today's audiences, like when filmmakers use historical contexts to subtly comment on contemporary issues. It's almost like time travel with a narrative twist. Digging a bit deeper, Chakravarti examines the nuanced relationship between evidence and invention. This ties into Rosenstone's conceptual model, a fascinating framework on how historical knowledge manifests in fictional narratives. So what's the deal with this? Well, Rosenstone argues that fiction, when done right, can convey truths deeper than even rigid historical facts sometimes. This wonderful thesis also uncovers various methods popular in biopics to handle scant historical data, like compression, where they might merge two characters into one, and condensation, where events are squeezed into compact scenes. It's pretty ingenious when you think about it, right? It's all about stretching limited resources to craft a convincing, engaging narrative. I got a bit sidetracked there, didn't I? Happens to the best of us. Anyway, folks, the significance of this work extends beyond just academic interest. It offers insight into how stories of lesser-known, non-Western figures like Biswas can disrupt dominant Eurocentric narratives. It reminds us that not every adventurer or historical figure we admire donned a powdered wig or top hat back in the day. Fast forward a bit, what does Indranil propose? He suggests that understanding biopics demands a dual allegiance to both historical fact and creative invention. Like balancing on a tightrope between truth and the allure of a good yarn. You can't have one overshadow the other. Fascinating thought, right? In the conclusion of his work, after, ticking through a lot of thoughtful acknowledgements and an academic journey spanning different cities and experiences, Chakravarti points out that the challenge isn't just about representation, but also about relevance. How can Biswa's life be made relevant to audiences today? And here's a kicker for you. Indranil likens his journey and screenplay to crafting a vernacular cosmopolitanism, a counter-narrative challenging the idea that only Western elites were historical cosmopolitans. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that academic research like this offers a rich, textured fabric to how we understand history, fiction, and the powerful role storytelling plays in shaping cultural perceptions. So, next time you're watching a biopic, remember there's a whole world of scholarly debate and creative wrestling behind bringing those stories to life. This paper by Indranil Chakravarti gives us a critical lens to marvel at the delicate balancing act of history and invention, and I think you'd agree that's pretty darn cool. Thanks for tuning in to In Depth with Academia. I'll catch you on our next intellectual adventure. Bye for now. Don't forget to reflect on the stories you hear and their many layers of truth.